Ding, ding, ding. Hey, everybody, how are you? It's Friday, and it is time for a Sacred Earth Oracle. Yeah, I can say that word. Um, Weekend energy forecast. I hope you're doing like shagadishly wonderful today. I'm having a really good Monday, a really good Friday. Today, I celebrate my mom. My mom actually passed away like 29 years ago today. And so I like to honor her on the first of every April. And today, I don't know, she's been really chatty, Kathy. I've been hearing her, etc. for the last couple of days quite a bit. She's been stopping through. And so this reading is for you. My mother is the reason I am who I am. Good, bad, and ugly. But yeah, we're gonna do this reading, the Sacred Earth Oracle. Actually, maybe the ugly things are probably a lot more of my own device. But my mom is the one that kind of shaped me into a lot of my belief system and taught me some of the things that I needed to know and brought me up to where and what I do. In fact, my mother was the first person I ever did a reading for. Yeah. My mother. I used to read for my parents. I'm sure that if my sisters or brothers knew that, they would freaking die. Like, what? Yeah, I was always the oddball, the odd man out kind of thing when it came to my siblings. So I often kind of giggle and I figured, oh my God, if my brother only knew, if my mother knew. I think, they kind of might have suspected at one point. But yeah, I used to do readings for my mom. And I had a rider. I think my first deck that I had was something like a Rider-Waite deck. And I did readings for my parents. Yep. I can tell you the house was at 2608 Wood Hollow Trail. Oh no, 2608. Was it Wood Hollow Trail? No. I have to go back and look at it. Tall Oaks Trail, I think. Or I don't know. I'd have to ask my daughter and see if she even remembers the address. But yeah, I was in my early 20s and my mother was the first person I read for, and then I read for my father. And then I think I read for my father a couple of more times after that. Okay, come on now. Any more messages that we have here? Okay, no, but they do want me to do a love reading. Okay, so, ooh, oh. Okay, so let's take a look at this first card. I'm kind of really excited when I'm looking at it. And this first card is the Time card. And I want you to think of it like this. It is about an apparent time has come to be. All right, so it's time. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and the alarm goes off. It's time. And I'm going to say something here that's really interesting. Light, heart, looks like a little butterfly through there. You notice some lapis looking beads with spirals on them coming through here. We have an owl with wisdom. And just some of the other figurations that are through there. It is about perfect timing. Being in the perfect place, the perfect time, the perfect experience that we're anticipating for this change, for this shift. It's time. The alarm clock has gone off, and it is now time. And where are we heading with this? All right, and we look to see perception, okay, but I'm going to say something here. It looks like this eye is looking at me and this eye is not. And then we have our third eye, and then we also have an evolution of speech through here. And looks like we're pretty balanced on that. Okay, but the message that I'm getting through here is the perception, and I don't really want to use the word perception, but I want to take it deeper into discernment. This is a time, an awakening, an episode, an experience, an event where our discernment is taken into a higher realm or a higher level of consciousness and thought. And that's what I'm getting, like the higher level of consciousness and thought, and that it actually is something that is going to formulate a change within. Formulating a change within. So some interesting energy. Interesting. You're thinking about, okay, we've talked about change. We talk about things that we want to do. We talk about, where we want to be. It's like we have a lot of talk is cheap. That's what I was, keep getting, talk is cheap. What we're looking at is like, so at the first of the year, we sit down and we talk about all the things that we want to accomplish in 2022. Just giving that as a, for instance, all these things that I want to accomplish. And then what ends up happening is that come April, we realize that out of 10 things that we said that we wanted to bring into our life or change in our life, we haven't even touched a one of them. Or maybe we kind of grazed over it and we're like, oh, no, really, that's not what I wanted to do. Something to that effect, but we forgot to put anything into that place. And so when I'm looking at this, and we're starting out with that time, you remember I said the alarm clock has gone off, the buzzer is ringing, it's now time. So we're going to be held accountable for our growth. We're going to be held responsible for initiating these things. And so that's where this perception or this discernment comes in, because now we can look at that list of 10 things and either throw 10 things out and come up with 10 new things, or we can look at what we have to work with and how are we going to make things better or make our life better with what we have handy or in access or accessible to change, for change. All right, now what I'm laughing here is the clarity card is upside down. So the beginning of the reading is talking about how we start having this awareness and ideations, they come through and we're like, holy cow, X, Y, and Z, I need to, I've been wanting to go in this direction. Now is the perfect time for that direction. Or maybe you want to get into real estate, something to that effect, whatever you're wanting to get into. And we've realized that now is the perfect time, and we start getting these ideations, thought processes, and it starts coming up, and then we realize that we're still a little bumfuddled on where we want to go and what we want to do. There's still this 100 things in front of us. Okay, so this card's like come up a couple of times in the last couple of days, and I want to give insight. This right over here is probably representative of an aventurine. I'm sorry, not of aventurine, an amethyst. Okay, and then this in here is kind of yellow like a citrine. Okay, an ametrine crystal, okay, is a combination between an amethyst and a citrine. And amethyst, citrine, and smoky quartz are all related to this quartz family, to a quartz. And what happens is we have different degrees of heat and pressure that will trigger or initiate whatever the chemical response within that quartz, whether it be, from whatever mineral that's in there, and that heat and pressure are either going to create, depending on the level, amethyst, citrine, or a smoky quartz, or an ametrine. So this is about transition. And so when I'm looking at this card, and it's the clarity card upside down, the message I get is, yeah, when you land on this next level, yeah, you're a little bit overwhelmed. Not so much overwhelmed, but like, what direction do I go in? All right, so take your time. Take your time to take a deep breath and focus on what is the best possible outcome for the things that you want to achieve, and what are the best methods or routes to take, paths to take to get there. So, interesting reading, some good vibration. I'm going to say you're either going to connect in with it and roll with it, or you'll have to wait until it blows back through in order for your change to occur. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Peace, love, and harmony. I hope to see you very soon.